Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Eugenio Matibag, and I'm the director of the Asian American Studies program and of the Ethnic Studies programs in the Center for American Intercultural Studies. It's great to see you all tonight. Thanks for coming out. Our guest speaker tonight is producer and writer Curtis Chin. And he's going to be giving a presentation tonight of the film that he produced and wrote, Vincent Hu. I also want to take this opportunity to tell you that he will be leading a discussion tomorrow on marriage equality. And the marriage equality discussion will take place tomorrow, Tuesday, September 28th at 3 p.m. in the maintenance shop, which is downstairs from here. Tonight's presentation of Vincent Hu and the visit of Curtis Chin is made possible by the generous support of the Asian American Studies program, the Center for American Intercultural Studies, the College of Human Sciences, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender Ally Alliance, the Student Union Board, the Committee on Lectures funded by the government of the student body, and the departments of history, anthropology, sociology, world languages, and cultures. We really appreciate all the funding support. A brief introduction. Curtis Chin is a writer, producer, and political activist based in Los Angeles. His documentary, Vincent Hu, recounts the 1982 murder of Vincent Chin, which spurred the Asian American civil rights movement. Vincent Chin was murdered in Detroit by two white auto workers at the height of anti-Japanese sentiments. His killers got off with a minimal fine and no jail time. As I think you'll see in the documentary, Frank Wu, who is the dean of Wayne State University's law school, states in no unequivocal terms, Asian America did not really exist before Vincent Chin. And let's see how true that statement is. The documentary Vincent Hu features interviews with the key players at the time as well as a new generation of activists. Curtis Chin is co-founder of the Asian American Writers Workshop, is on board of the Asian Pacific Americans for Progress. In 2006, served as director of Asian American and Pacific Islander Outreach with the Democratic National Committee, and he's a former co-chair of the Gay Asian Pacific Islander Men of New York. His work in television and screenwriting includes credits on the sitcoms Norm, According to Jim, and Jake Long. Following the screening of the 40-minute film, there will be a discussion led by Curtis Chin with questions and answers. We give thanks to all of the people who made the event possible. And so please watch and listen and get ready to ask questions of Curtis Chin. And yeah, lots of questions, you bet. And after the discussion, or if we could do it quietly during the discussion, we've got refreshments back there, some delicious cupcakes and refreshing punch. So enough said. So let's watch the movie tonight. Don't forget the discussion on marriage equality tomorrow, 3 o'clock, at the maintenance shop. And now, without further ado, it is my great honor and privilege, won't you join me in welcoming to the stage Curtis Chin.
Hi, I'm just going to say hi because we're going to start the film, and I'll come back up afterwards and answer more questions. Okay? Hi. Sorry for that lack of a smooth transition. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As you can tell from the documentary, this is a very personal story to me. When I was growing up as a kid in Detroit, to have a family friend murdered like that, it can't help but change your impression of the justice system in America. And, but like most everybody else, I'd already forgotten about the case myself. I went on to college, pursued a writing degree and a writing career, and it was only about 3 years ago when I was, working on a show in Los Angeles, and I had, unfortunately, I had a family situation which brought me back home to Michigan for a few months. And when I was back there, I tried to think back on my childhood and what are some of the things that sort of, impacted me. And I thought back on this case, and that's why I decided to, do this film. I was going to spend about, a year producing it and maybe a year on the road, but I've actually spent like almost 2 years now touring around to colleges. I've gone to over 130 colleges so far, and I've got maybe another 40 more left to go. So, but it's been great traveling around. Oh, I usually actually ask, how many people had actually heard of this case before this film? Okay, a handful of people? Cool. Cool. So, as you can tell, I mean, it was a very important case, but yet at the same time, a lot of people hadn't heard about it. So at this point, I just sort of open up to questions. Did you have any questions, or should I just throw it out? Okay.
I remember watching the film last year,
Mm-hmm.
and also asking about the case in specific.
Yeah.
So I knew that they were in a strip bar, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? And I don't remember if the two colors were they intoxicated or not. Were they? Or
Well, you want their blood alcohol level or something?
yeah, well, I mean, like, I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I think I remember the excuse in the film was like they were intoxicated, and that's why they didn't know what they were doing. So.
Well, the actual nature of the case is that, yes, it was a strip bar. They got into a fight. These two white auto workers basically said, it's because of you motherfuckers that were out of work. And they actually leave the bar, right? Because the owner kicks them out. And these two guys get in their car, and they drive around the city for half an hour until they see Vincent sitting outside of McDonald's. And then they get a baseball bat, out of their car. And then they bash his head in, and they kill him. So I don't care how much alcohol you have. The fact, once you get in that car and you start driving around looking for someone, I mean, that's premeditation. You have an intent to kill or do something, right? And so, even if you were, I mean, someone said this really funny on one of the trips. I get drunk all the time, but it doesn't mean I get to kill people, So alcohol is no reason. I mean, there's no excuse for what happened. So, Were there other issues or aspects of the case that you had questions about, or just that, were they drunk?
Yeah, I was wondering if that influenced the case or not, but not really, right?
No. I mean, I think it was just the justice system. I mean, I think it was more of an impact that, he was in a poorer neighborhood. If you're a person of color, it's not a really rich area. The police, they don't follow up as well in terms of, investigating crimes that happen, and then the justice system, a lot of times you're not necessarily seen as the victim. And the judge was really outlandish. I mean, he had, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he would say things like, you don't put these type of people in jail, meaning white middle-class people with jobs, And so obviously, whose side was he thinking of? He was obviously thinking of, well, what's the impact that it was going to have on his family, without ever giving any consideration of the impact that it would have on Vincent's family. The fact that, this guy was dead. He had a fiance, that had, lost her future husband, a mother who lost her only son. I mean, no consideration whatsoever of the impact that they would have. And so that's actually one of the two things that I often talk about as like key things that came out of this case, like